In my last video, I separated my two syrian hamster, Oreo and Cookie, into two hamster cages. And I bought a 40-gallon fish tank for Cookie as a temporary home. But that fish tank was way too small. So at the same time, we were building another 4-feet wooden cage for him. We want to build a hamster cage that can fit in the open space between these two wide cabinets. And for now, let me show you how we build it. Here's the 3D modeling for the enclosure. The size is 48 inches long, 17 inches wide, and 23 inches high. And it has 816 square inches of floor space, which is larger than the minimum recommended floor space for a hamster cage. First things first, the wood I use for this enclosure is a sheet of 4 feet by 4 feet, 3/4 inch, and a sheet of 2 feet by 4 feet, 1/2 inch, pure bond birch plywood from Home Depot. Home Depot will also cut the wood to any sizes you like, which is very convenient to anyone who doesn't own large saws. For the front of my enclosure, last time I used acrylic, but this time I'm using a beautiful piece of 23 inches by 48 inches, 3 mm thick glass. This was purchased from local glass store. You can also purchase that online. To start, we cut the baseboard and the back of the cage. Now we have the baseboard and the backboard. The left side is 48 inches by 22 inches bedboard. The right side is 48 inches by 17 inches baseboard. Next, we are cutting the size of the cage, which is 22 inches by 16 inches. Then let me show you the grooves we cut for glass, like what we did last time for acrylic. Some people may use silicone attach the glass to the cage, but I don't want to do that. I prefer to cut these kind of grooves, then insert the glass to the cage. Even though it takes more time and work to cut these kind of grooves, but I can replace the glass easily if it's broken. Next, we are building our lid, and this method is a perfect way to make most of the lids. You just need to use your own measurements. And we still have some 1/2 inches plywood leftovers from last time we used for building Gravy's enclosures. And here's the tools we need for making the lid. We need some hardware mesh to cover the frame, and the wood glue for sticking two pieces of wood together. It will hold so good. And some clamps to clamp the wood pieces down after you glue them together. So for this enclosure, I'm making one lid with the measurements of 48 inches by 15 inches. Here's what we have: backboard, baseboard, two sides of cage, the lid, and the top back panel. And we use pocket hole screws to fasten wall panels. Then I use iron edge banding to cover the plywood edges so that it doesn't look ugly. Iron edge banding is real wood with a heat-activated adhesive on the back, and you can also get it from Amazon. I'm gonna put a link below. First, I attach the edge banding to the end of the sideboard. Then I've got the iron at its highest setting. And when you remove the iron, the edge should be very hot, so that's what you want. Then you remove the tapes and do the ironing one more time. And after that, you can trim the extra banding. And here's how it looks like after applying edge banding. And I also apply the edge banding to the lid. Then I use a piece of 1/4 inch hardware cloth cut to size that I'm attaching using screws as well. And I also paint it to white to matches my white cabinet. And now is my favorite part. We are inserting the glass into the grooves. The reason I choose glass is I found the beddings are not easy to stick on the glass compared to the acrylic. Finally, we are assembling the top bed panel. Then I'm just using some hinges and attaching those onto the lid and the cage. So Cookie's brand new enclosure that is in total 816 square inches of floor space or 5,264 square centimeters is complete. So now I have 3 enclosures. So stay tuned for next video when we actually get to set up this enclosure. Thank you for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!